Impact segment tonight, a new poll from the Pew organization on Christmas, and Christmas just 9 days away. Poll asked a number of theological questions and found that 73% of Americans believe Jesus was born to a virgin, his mother Mary. 81% believe Jesus was swaddled in a manger. 75% buy into the wise men scenario, where 3 Persian aristocrats arrived to worship Jesus. By the way, Martin Dugard and I cite non-biblical evidence for that in our book, Killing Jesus. It's fascinating if you haven't seen it. In all, 65% of Americans believe the gospel version of Jesus' birth, a higher percentage than those who believe in global warming. Joining us now from Washington, Joshua Dubois, author of the book, The President's Devotional. And from Philadelphia, Julien Musolino, professor of psychology at Rutgers University and author of the forthcoming book, The Soul Fallacy. So, Professor, we'll begin with you. And this says that most Americans are traditional. They do believe the Bible narrative of the birth of Jesus. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised at all, actually, Bill. These numbers have been around for a long time, and we know that the U.S. is an unusually religious country, given how wealthy we are. So I'm not surprised at all. I have to say, what saddens me, though, as a scientist and an educator, is that not more people believe in global warming, evolution, or, the effectiveness of vaccines, for example. But not surprised, no.
Okay. Is it foolish, in your opinion, that people, for example, believe in the virgin birth? Is that foolhardy?
I wouldn't say it's foolish. I would say that there's not much evidence, in my opinion, that this actually happened.
No, it's a matter of faith, that if you believe that Jesus was God, certainly God can do anything, because God created the world. So if God wanted to have his son born as a man, it could be a virgin birth, because God can do anything. So that's the explanation. Now, coming from a religious perspective, Mr. Dubois, are you surprised at the high numbers here?
I'm not surprised at all. I think there are a lot of folks out there like me who believe fully in science and fully in God as well. You know, I believe these Christmas stories, and I can hold in tension this notion that there are a lot of things that science can explain, and I believe in the scientific method and proving what can be proven, but also there's a God out there who's even bigger than human comprehension, and I think a lot of folks are in that same place.
So you believe in the virgin birth?
I do. I also believe in global warming, and I believe in evolution, but I believe that God sent his son to Earth. And I know that may sound strange to some folks.
Are you insulted when scientists and atheists say you're a superstitious moron, or does that insult you?
You know, I have to think that there are a lot of, in fact, I know a lot of scientists who go home at night, and even after doing their experiments during the day and really studying these topics, they say a silent prayer because they're not certain either, and they think that there's something bigger than themselves out there, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
All right. Now, Professor, people choose to believe. I mean, it's a choice, a conscious choice. And you say you're surprised that more people believe in the birth narrative of Jesus that comes from the Bible, the New Testament, than in global warming. But it's a little misleading. It's not that they don't believe the Earth is getting warmer. Anybody who can read a thermometer knows it is. They don't believe that it's been proven conclusively that it's because man is doing certain things, that's why the Earth, there's a natural cycle in the Earth, as everyone knows, and so people want to see a little bit more. But it's easier to believe in a benevolent God, the baby Jesus, than it is in some kind of theory about global warming. It's just easier, is it not?
I suppose you're right. It probably is easier. I mean, on the issue of global warming, if you look at what scientists actually believe, that is the people who understand the issues the best, there's been a strong consensus for a long time. The numbers are something like 97 to 98% of climate scientists believe that the phenomenon is real.
I wouldn't put it that high.
I've
read a lot about it. I would put it at 75% are committed to the theory that man is responsible. But even so, there's no demonstration of that in the sense that you can show it to the people. And again, it's a choice. People choose to believe. Now, Professor Dubois, I believe it's a healthy choice to believe in the baby Jesus. I don't care whether you believe that he's God or not. I read a book that's non-religious. It basically says this is what happened. And the wise men story is my favorite story in Killing Jesus, because there's Chinese and Persian history that confirms that story. Fascinating. But I think it's a good thing for people to celebrate Christmas and to admire the man Jesus. Last word.
I think that there's a lot of folks out there who may not agree with every aspect of organized religion, but they believe in the person of Jesus Christ, and that's a good thing. That's a hopeful thing for the church. So I think this is a great moment to celebrate that at Christmas time.
All right, gentlemen, thanks very much, and Merry Christmas to you both.